Community architecture, again, I'm not going to go into great detail because unfortunately there's a lot of things that don't apply to community managers when it comes to this. If you're not starting from scratch, there's a lot of downsides. You unfortunately don't get to pick usually what that main tool is going to be and how your site's backed. It would take a lot of pressure and a lot of resources to really change, let's say, from a Drupal backed site to something like WordPress or Ning or anything of that nature. But one resource that I'd really like you all to look into if you have time, Darren Howard has a great book. It's called Design to Thrive. I know there's a bit longer of a title, but it wouldn't fit on there. But basically what he says, online communities are sustainable because of the tools that are utilized. Depending upon the technological structure that the community uses, a member can leave at any point and return at their leisure. That's one of the best part about online communities. You can communicate with someone across the street in the same building as you or across the world, and the best part is you can do it at your leisure. You can come and go. But again, it's still supplemental to face-to-face communication, and these tools allow you to do that. That's why online communities are such an important aspect, especially with global communication. Right. Now, of course, your audience is going to be key to what your site looks like, the tools you use, the back of your site, and all that kind of stuff. Think of it as if you're writing an article. If you're going to be writing an article, you want to keep your audience in mind. So let's say I'm writing for a small, well, I'll use my example of what I actually used to do. I used to be a editor for a small North Georgia newspaper. It's a very niche community. It's not quite like what you would expect for Atlanta kind of readers. They're a little more religious, and they're more homey mountain type folks. We'll go with that explanation. So there would be a difference between how I write a article that relates to possibly sex education in your classroom to those people as compared to Atlanta. Atlanta might be a little bit more open to it. They might have a little bit different kind of resources that they teach. And again, it's basically just thinking in your audience's shoes. So I'll use the example for my network that I usually work with. Government consists of government contractors. So we have people usually in the age range of 40 plus, and that demographic is rapidly adopting the web, but they're still not as comfortable as people in my age range or millennials or whatever you want to call us. But basically what you have is the difference between myself and them, so I have to put myself in their shoes and make it as easy as possible to navigate things without having to get extensive explanations and that sort of thing. So I've been in an ongoing battle to kind of increase that ease of use. But as I was saying, basically you want to keep them in mind. You will likely not get to select the base tool, but I'll kind of briefly touch on that. There are ways to improve and customize the tools, and of course you can identify if you should focus on the content engagement.